Hi everyone, welcome back. It's such a lovely day, isn't it? It's such a beautiful day, a splendid day, a pleasing day, a delightful day. Would you like to be able to use different words like these in your speech or writing? It does make things more interesting, don't you agree? Today's video will show you how you can do this. How you can substitute the same old boring words for something different and exciting. Keep watching. I have a short exercise for you at the end of this video. By the way, do you know what these words are called? These words that are similar in meaning to each other? They're called synonyms. Synonyms. And words that are opposite in meaning to each other are called antonyms. So what we are going to do today is a few synonyms. Just to show you that your speech or writing does not have to be boring. You don't have to use the same words that you are used to using all the time. You can change them. So are you tired of using the same old words? Here's how you can improve your vocabulary. For example, thinking of the word alarming. I have a sentence here for you, which will show you how the word alarming is used. He found that climbing the stairs of the tall building was alarming. It was scary. Now, I don't always have to use the word alarming if I consider something scary. I can use so many other words. For example, I can say frightening instead of alarming. He found that climbing the stairs of the tall building was frightening. I could say disturbing. He found that climbing the stairs of the tall building was disturbing. I could use the word distressing. He found that climbing the stairs of the tall building was distressing. He found that climbing the stairs of the tall building was horrifying. What about the word huge? Most of us use this word all the time, don't we? Huge, big, very big. There was a huge hole in the wall. We don't always have to use the word huge. What other words can we use? So many. There are so many options. Here are just a few of them. For example, gigantic. There was a gigantic hole in the wall. See the difference it makes when you use a different word. Giant. There was a giant hole in the wall. Imagine if I'm talking to someone and I want to talk about a hole in the wall and I say, there was a huge hole in the wall. Or I say, there was a gigantic hole in the wall. Which sounds better? Gigantic, doesn't it? I could also use the word massive. There was a massive hole in the wall. Or enormous. There was an enormous hole in the wall. See that? What about the word happy? Another common word, a word that most of us use almost all the time. See how happy she is. That's a sentence with the word happy. She was so happy to hear the news that she jumped for joy. Now, I don't always have to use the word happy. I could use different words, so many different words, like thrilled. She was so thrilled to hear the news that she jumped for joy. Or pleased. She was so pleased to hear the news that she jumped for joy. Delighted. She was so delighted to hear the news that she jumped for joy. Glad. She was so glad to hear the news that she jumped for joy. See that? See how you can substitute one word for several other words? Well, beautiful is another word that we use almost all the time. The scene ahead was beautiful. A beautiful word, but you can substitute it for something else. Like picturesque, as pretty as a picture. The scene ahead was picturesque. Imagine if someone had to hear you using the word picturesque. They would be impressed, wouldn't they? Spectacular. The scene ahead was spectacular. The scene ahead was stunning. Panoramic. The scene ahead was panoramic. Great words, isn't it? So, if you want to use words like this that are similar in meaning and yet make your speech or writing so much more interesting, I would suggest that you use something called a thesaurus. Okay? Of course, these days there's always Google. You could Google a synonym of a word and then try and use it. And once you keep using different words, it will become part of your routine and you will learn to use those words more often. So just keep trying. Google the words or use a thesaurus and find different words for the words that you normally use just to make things more interesting. Okay, your vocabulary will improve, you will get a greater command over the language, and you would want that, wouldn't you? Well, I've been really eager to do this lesson, and I hope it has been a useful one. Here's that little exercise that I was talking about at the start of the video. How many synonyms for the word eager can you think of? I just said a sentence. I've been really eager to do this lesson. So what other word could I use instead of the word eager? Let me know in the comments below. My favorite synonym for the word eager is a 4-letter word starting with the letter K. Can you guess it? Let's see. Okay. I'll end here. Bye for now. Have a great weekend. A fabulous weekend. An enjoyable weekend. A wonderful weekend.